Good morning. I know there's folks in the back that are still coming down to find your seats, please. There are same price seats up front, doesn't cost any more. Uh-oh, can't hear me. They can't hear me. How about now? Okay. They were just saying hello to me, I think it was. I see. All right, please prepare yourself for our service. On behalf of the worship committee, welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Columbia. My name is Phil Turner. Our minister is the Reverend Stephen Robinson. Each service is streamed on YouTube and Zoom, but no matter how you choose to join us, you are always welcome. For more information about the UUCC, please visit our website at uucolumbia.org and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. We also provide weekly email updates each Thursday. Now, we do welcome families and children, and we provide childcare during our service for infants and children up to the age of 4. To be a volunteer, please see Bethany Sterlazzi. Today, children and youth over 4 will remain in the service with their parents. We have a seating area in the back of the sanctuary, especially for children ages 4 to 7 and their parents. You may bring toys found in the back of the social hall for quiet play. Next, we have a special announcement from our Reverend Stephen Robinson. We have a drum roll, I think. Here we go.
No kidding, nice. So I'm going to ask Anna to join me up front for just a second. We just wanted to take this opportunity to celebrate 3 years of hard work. And if you take out your program, you can read a great write-up about the certification that Anna received through the UUA and all of the hard work over the past 3 years. And it is just my pleasure every week in our services are transformed into sacred events because of what Anna brings to the table, from music that she provides herself or coordinates among our group. I don't know that we ever take the time to stop and think about how fortunate we are to have Dr. Anna Hamilton in this place, but we are so fortunate, and I feel that way every Sunday, and so it's my pleasure to celebrate that Anna is now a certified music leader through the UUA's credentialing program. Let's give her a big hand. Thank you. You want to say anything? Nope. All right. Thank you all. Back to you.
If you haven't already, please silence all your devices as we center ourselves for service and listen to the prelude.
This morning, I invite all the kids up to join me in singing the prelude. Some of you learned this song before the service, and you can help me lead it. Even if you weren't here before, you're welcome to come up now to sing it with us. I'm going to show you how it goes, and there's some special motions that will go along. The song is called Listen to the Water by Bob Schneider. Any kids that want to join in can come up here to the front. And I'll show you as you're coming up, the motions that go with this song go like this. Listen to the water. Listen to the water. Rolling down the river. And when I sing it, it sounds like this. Listen to the water, listen to the water, rolling down the river. Listen to the water, little bit about some of the things we might see by the river, like birds and frogs and flowers. Listen to the water, listen to the water rolling down the river. Listen to the water, listen to the water rolling down the river, rolling down the river. I saw some birds by the waterside. I saw some birds by the waterside. I saw some birds by the waterside. Oh, by the waterside. Oh, by the waterside. Listen to the water, listen to the water rolling down the river. Listen to the water, listen to the water rolling down the river, rolling down the river. I saw some frogs by the waterside. I saw some frogs by the waterside. I saw some frogs by the waterside. Oh, by the waterside. Oh, by the water. Now sing out loud. Listen to the water. Listen to the water rolling down the river. Listen to the water. Listen to the water rolling down the river, rolling down the river. I saw some flowers by the waterside. I saw some flowers by the waterside. I saw some flowers by the waterside. Oh, by the waterside. Oh, by the water. Last time. Listen to the water. Listen to the water rolling down the river. Listen to the water. Listen to the water rolling down the river, rolling down the river.
Thank you, that was wonderful. Please rise in body or spirit and join me in the congregational covenant. It's found in your order of service. Love is the doctrine of this congregation. The quest for truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge in freedom, to serve others in community, thus do we covenant with one another. Please be seated. Unitarian Universalism is a diverse and non-creedal religion. Our community is based on deeds, not creeds. We are a covenantal religion, which means we don't have to believe the same in order to treat each other the same, with respect, equity, compassion, and dignity. We side with love, embracing and welcoming all people. Our board members and committee chairs welcome your questions and comments. Our board members may be recognized by their green name tags. Now we would like to recognize any guests or visitors who are here today. Cadence is going to help me. If you are willing and able, please stand and share your name and where you are from. If you have a guest with you, please feel free to introduce them. Anybody? There you go.
My name is Noelle Kerr.
Hold on one second to get the mic.
Oh, there's a microphone. My name is Noelle Curry. I'm visiting this weekend my parents who live here from New York City.
Wonderful. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks.
Yeah. There's somebody over there. Yep.
Hi, my name is Hannah Tweeden, and I was a member years ago, and I think it's cool you guys don't get rid of the old name tags. So I still had my name tag, and I have with me my daughters Freya and Annika. So we're glad. This is our second time here. We came last weekend, so it's been good to be back.
Thank you. Yes.
Thank you.
Oh, getting your exercise. There we go.
My name is Jen Clyburn. I live in Columbia, and I came because I met Jane yesterday and Andrea, and they told me about the church. I'm here with my friend Rita.
All right. Wonderful. Over here.
Good morning, everyone. I'd like to introduce my new friend, Carmen Siege. She's from the area. She raised her kids in Florence, but she has one child who is still at USC, and this is her first time joining us this morning.
Yeah. Okay, visitors, if you would like to know more about UUCC, please fill out a visitor card, which should be found in the chair in front of you, back of the chair in front of you, and put it in the collection plate, and you'll be on our email list for our bulletin each week. I'd like to now turn it over to Reverend Robinson.
All right, we have a special thing that we're going to do in our service right now, but I would like to take an opportunity before we do that to just really thank a group that has done a tremendous amount of work over the past few months for us in our congregation. This is a committee fair day, so I'm sure they have a table back there that says, beware, this is a lot of work. I think that's the only thing that would be on the table. But I'm going to ask Tom and Melody, if you will, and then introduce the rest of the personnel committee, if you will do that. And the reason I'm bringing them up is the UUCC had a couple of positions to fill, commissioned by the board to fill those positions. The personnel committee worked really hard on a DRE, Director of Religious Exploration, for ourselves here. And then we have Michelle Curry, who I'm not going to ask to stand because I'm her friend, and I want to remain her friend, is retiring. And so they also have the job of hiring a bookkeeper to replace Michelle, as if that's even possible. So Tom's going to share a little announcement about both of these people starting tomorrow here at the UUCC.
Is this on? Yeah.
Yep.
So here's 3/5 of the committee, Melody Schmidt and Tiffany Rushton. So it has been a very busy 2 months or more, as you may know, and we're going to hear about the DRE getting hired, but I wanted to make the other hugely important announcement for the congregation is we've just hired the new bookkeeper to replace Michelle, which is a very hard thing to do because she's done such a good job. But tomorrow, Barry Matthews is going to start his training with Michelle, and she's due to leave at the end of October. We'll see how Barry's training goes, but if you happen to poke your head in to the office during the week, take a very quick, brief hello. He wants an announcement to be low-key, but we're so excited about he's coming. He's a very nice guy, and he has a long experience in accounting and related work. So we wanted to make sure you knew that. We'll put an announcement in the bulletin on Thursday.
All right, thank you. And then while you're still up here, this committee worked really hard with the CYRE committee to revise a letter of agreement and to work on what we wanted out of the Director of Religious Exploration. And so I just want to give them a huge thanks for all the work that they did. Thank you so much. I know it's a lot of work. Keeping this staff in line is a lot of work. So. All right, and with that, I'd love to also share that starting tomorrow, in a position we have hired a director of religious exploration to provide ministry, care, education, growth for our children and our youth and our families. And so it's my pleasure to introduce Amelia Gunning. Will you join me up front, Amelia? And I'm going to ask the CYRE committee, as many people are here, and all of the youth and kids to join the CYRE committee as well up here. We're going to do a recognition, a blessing of Amelia in this role, and what better way to do it than let the kids do it, right? And be a part of that. And you are going to be a part of that as well. So if you'll take this insert out from your order of service, y'all can gather around that mic down there and use that mic if you want. Hello.
CYRE committee, parents.
Parents.
In the CYRE
Yeah, you know who you are.
If you said when you signed up, when you registered your kid, that you were happy to participate in things, you are CYRE, so please come up.
Got everybody? All right. Here we go. What a great group, right? So please join me in this blessing and commissioning and dedication for the DRE. This morning, we dedicate and commission our Director of Religious Exploration at the UUCC. We commission you, Amelia, to teach, nurture, challenge, mentor our children and youth, support our families, and help integrate the children and youth into the life of the UUCC.
As the CYRE committee,
We commit to work with you, support you, challenge you, and help you as you pour your life into the lives of our children, our youth, and our families.
Many people who come to the UUCC say they first came so that their children could have a spiritual but not an indoctrinated education. As children grow and discover our spirituality, you too, Amelia, will be on a journey with them. We are entrusting our future and our faith into your hands.
We dedicate and commission you, Amelia, to be a crucial part of the nourishment of our children and youth spiritual growth. You will have the special blessing of being not only part of their religious development, but a loving part of their memories.
I recognize and trust you are placing in me. I covenant to respect our children and youth as the individuals they are, encourage exploration and growth, keep them safe, and help them become fully themselves.
We're grateful for the time, energy, and love that you'll be sharing with us.
Thank you. Let's ask the congregation to please also join us, standing together as you are able. Do we, as the congregants of this community, covenant to nurture and support Amelia as she takes on her role as the Director of Religious Exploration, as well as acknowledging the great importance of religious exploration for all ages? We covenant with the teachers, children, and youth, the CYRE community, and Director of Religious Exploration, to acknowledge and value the ministry of religious education, to support you to the best of our abilities, and to realize that we are partners in the growth of all members of this congregation. Amelia, you have been dedicated to the role of religious exploration for the UUCC, blessed by the covenant of this congregation, and commissioned to engage this work with your whole heart. May it be so. Please join me in congratulating. And thank you, CYRE Committee and Children and Youth. Thank you so much for coming down and helping with that. We thought it would be very appropriate as we move into our service then for Amelia to serve as our chalice lighter today.
Okay, rather than make up something to say, I wanted to share a short poem that I thought resonates with children, but also resonates with people in general. So this is from Aaron Hansen. Keep your chin up, little stargazer, at worlds above our own. You are small, but you are stardust, and that's worth more than you've known. For every sun and solar flare is made up just like you, and if they're cause for wonder, then I promise you are too. Look out, little stargazer, till nothing's left unseen, and know there's not a patch of sky where no one else's eyes have been. That the darkness that enfolds you holds countless other starlit hearts, and with this you stand together, though you live lifetimes apart. Be brave now, little stargazer. The sky is growing light, and courage wanes like moonbeams when it's pulled out from the night. But like those who gaze before you, know when your heart is full of fear, that it is always in your darkness that the stars start to appear.
Our opening hymn is in the teal hymnal. It's number 1072, Evening Breeze. Wyatt's going to help with the ocean sounds. I have 3 other small rain sticks if there's 3 other kids that'd like to come up and help create the sound of the sea. We're going to sing this song in unison today with repetition, and you can feel free to relax and stay seated. I'll demonstrate it once through before you join in singing. Evening breeze, spirit song, sings to me when the day is done. Mother Earth awakens me with the heartbeat of the sea. Evening breeze, spirit song, sings to me when the day is done. Mother
words today, simply entitled Water. Water is soft, and yet it's persistent. Water flows and takes the shape of boundaries it is given, yet over time, water in her persistence can carve through mountains. When you try to grab water, you just get wet. But if you can stop grabbing at her, she will hold you up and you can float and even swim. Water under pressure cleans dirt off of houses and can cut diamonds. Water raging can overflow the bounds that are put there, drowning whole towns and flooding freeways. Water can put out fire and save lives. So contradictory, both soft and hard, never dominant or submissive. Water sustains, gives, and yields to life. I invite our children to come down for our story for all ages and join Amelia down on the carpet.
Hi. We are reading Water is Water by Miranda Paul. Drip, sip, pour me a cup. Water is water, unless it heats up. Whirl, swirl, watch it curl by. Steam is steam, unless it cools high. A dragon in a wagon, a crow kneading dough. Clouds are clouds, unless they form low. Misty, twisty, where is the town? Fog is fog unless it falls down. Patter, splatter, what is that sound? Rain is rain unless on the ground. Slosh in galoshes, splash to your knees. Puddles are puddles unless puddles freeze. Glide, slide, put on the brakes. Ice is ice unless it forms flakes. Pack, stack, shape it, and smack. Snow is snow unless spring comes back. Creep, seep, squish in your boots. Mud is mud unless there are roots. Swig, grow big, reach for the best. Apples are apples unless they get pressed. Drip, sip, pour me a cup. Cider is cider until we drink up. That's it. All right, thank you for joining me.
We'll move to our part of the service where we light candles for our joys, for our concerns to be shared in this space. So if you have a candle this morning that you would like to share, I invite you to come, briefly share that joy or concern, and place your candle here.
Will this work? This will work, good. If you'll allow me to be personal about today, so today is a big day for the congregation for CYRE. I'm Jonathan White. I'm the chair of the CYRE committee. About 2 or more years ago, I started to do this without a DRE. And so I'd like to be personal here for a second, just from my perspective with this big thing that's happening this week, with us finally having a DRE starting Monday. In all this time, so I guess let me start with this. This place is a great place to raise kids, and I say this all the time, and we want more and more parents to bring children. I think this is a phenomenal place to do it. Being a parent is hard. It's full of distractions. It's full of things that pull you away from stuff all the time. It's often hard to get here on a Sunday. There's so many things that happen that you might be involved in. And over the last 2 years, I have been involved in this, but lots of other things. And so I really think that this is an important moment for me to just personally thank and express my gratitude to the people who have put up with me being distracted in all of these things, and whether you can scoff and say no need, I appreciate that too, right? This is a great place where there's people who are grateful and patient. So patience, thank you for your patience, specifically P's patience. The past presidents that have worked with me and our committee without a DRE, the personnel, from a personal perspective, thank you personnel, right? JP, Tom, Melody, for putting up with me through all of these things. And if at any point I ever, said anything or frustrated anybody, right? It's been a complicated 2 years. And then parents, thank you for having the patience to wait through this process to get a good, great, phenomenal DRE in place. Just thank you all. And then, everybody too, worship committee for having to deal with kids in the service and welcoming them here. It's just been awesome last 2 years. Thank you for that. And here's to the future and doing some new things with the DRE.
I'm back.
She just wanted to light a candle to say she's joyful to be back with her mom again.
I'm Caroline Eastman. My father grew up in Springfield, Ohio, where his father was county engineer. When my husband was in college, his parents, completely independently, moved to Springfield, Ohio. I still have a lot of relatives and in-laws in the area that I was able to visit for the eclipse in April. And this is a candle of sorrow and concern for what those communities are going through in that area, the unrest, the stochastic terrorism, the ridiculous misinformation. They don't deserve it. Nobody does.
Good morning. My name's Kathy Paget. I have a joy. And I don't know what the name of this joy is, but I'm going to call it the continuity of music and the human effort that makes that happen. Some of you know that I assisted in managing the Unitarian Universalist Coffee House, UU Coffee House, that started actually in 1993 with Susan Corbett, former Director of Religious Education here, Jimmy Riddle, who was a psychiatrist who was a lover of music and started having house concerts. He and Susan decided to blend what they were doing and start the UU Coffee House. My former husband and I took over the management of the coffee house, and the coffee house formally ended in 2014. So there have been a lot of human beings involved in keeping this music venue going, bringing in nationally touring singer-songwriters, and just learning all about their brilliance and their varied backgrounds. So one of our fans, who was a former colleague of mine at USC, Abe Wandersman, picked up the coffee house and took it over to the Tree of Life Synagogue. The irony is obvious. And I had the honor last night of being asked by Abe to introduce the musician who came last night. And he was a favorite of the Unitarian Coffee House. And he came 3 times, and his name is Ellis Paul. He's out of Boston. I loved learning about Ellis Paul in preparation to introduce him and share information about him. And I've shared with you that I'm reading a book by David Brooks called How to Know a Person. And I just really felt by reading about Ellis, I was getting to know him in a way that I wouldn't have ever known. So being asked to introduce him was a true honor. He's a very interesting person, wonderful poet, singer, songwriter, children's book writer, and a track star at Boston College. His record in the 10,000 meters is still the men's outdoor record for Boston College. And he was a star in the 5K, which I love because I like to do 5Ks. But anyway, there's a personal connection with Ellis too, and I was able to share some anecdotes from my memory of when he was at the Unitarian Coffee House. He came in right over there, walked onto the stage, and had a legal pad in his hand, and he said, "I've just written a new song, and I'm going to share it with you." So we were the first to hear that from him, and his excitement was very palpable. And also, my son, Chris, was able to see Ellis twice here and once at the White Mule. And I was able to share last night that one of my memories, my son's memories of Ellis, is that during his entire performance, he ate an apple and somehow turned it into performance art. And I just think it's so cool that these people come and they just do their thing that brings us joy. So I light this candle for all of the people that were involved in the continuity of the coffee house. There will be 3 more coming up, January, March, and April, I believe, at the Tree of Life Coffee House, and I highly recommend it to you. Thank you.
And the last candle we light always represents our silent joys and concerns. I invite you to take just a few deep breaths and remember all that you've heard and connect to. As we prepare for our offering this morning, just a quick reminder that our Share the Plate recipient for the month of September is the Harriet Hancock Center. And so we are so delighted to be a partner with them in this great work. And you can read about how to donate either through writing a check today and using an offering envelope or on our website. I invite our ushers to come and receive our morning offering.
This morning's offertory music is By the Still Waters by American composer Amy Beach.
Receive our offering today, symbol of our commitment to our good work. One of the things that you learn if you take public speaking is try to not be redundant. And so I'm not going to do what I did last year, which is to really see how much redundancy I can pack into one sentence, because I remember last year at the water ritual, I said that the water ritual is an annual ceremony that we do once a year, every fall. So I'm not going to say that again. but that is my way of inviting those who are new to our congregation to know that this ritual is a ritual that we do every autumn. It is a way for us to bring summer to an end, and so this ceremony recognizes that summer is behind us, and we try to make sure that happens here, which is sometimes why we wait until December to do it. We can't guarantee that there won't be more hot days here in Columbia, but this is the official end to the summer for us and the beginning of our church year moving forward, and especially our church years that relates to the CYRE and the activities of our RE program. We use the symbol of water, and we invite people to bring water that is symbolizing something from their summer, something they experienced, or maybe something they are experiencing at home that they would like to share. We also have a pitcher of water here available. If you didn't bring water today, you can still come and share that symbol with us. We pour the water into a common bowl because we believe water is a great symbol that shows our connectivity and our communion together, our great work that is in the year ahead of us that we will do and accomplish together as a congregation. So I'm going to invite Louisa to come up. She's going to help me with the start of our service, and then we will get ready to prepare for our water communion.
Guided by love, secured by hope, and made courageous by faith, we center ourselves around our ingathered water, both learning and teaching, welcoming the injured and healing, always seeking justice. With pilgrims and seekers, growing children and cherished elders, a community of diversity guided by leaders, visionaries, and workers. Seeking truth and deep meaning, honoring all paths, hearing and respecting all voices. Receive our ingathered waters as a gift. May they inspire renewed commitment to our covenant of love, hope, and faith. May our eyes be opened to opportunities for connection and investment within this community and outside these doors into the broader world.
Our water communion here is available for you to participate. Like I said, we have a pitcher of water here that you can pour a little bit into the bowl if you would like. Always with our water communion, we have a symbol and recognizing and thinking about and connecting to places in the world that have a shortage of water. And water is a resource that is not as readily available to them as other parts of the world. And so we have that. We do invite you to come and share a brief. Everybody say brief. Brief story or connection, or you don't have to say anything if you don't want to, but if you want to share a brief connection to the water that you are pouring into the cup. I know we always have a lot of interesting water that gets poured into this bowl. And then afterwards, we use this water in our, we're going to use it this year in our brand new flower garden that is out there that Cindy and Bill created. So we're going to use that to really connect to our community here. I'm going to start us off and model what brief looks like. Y'all ready? Maybe. So I pull this out, and those of who went on the pilgrimage might think that we're about to take a pre-dinner drink because this is what palinka is stored in Romania. But this is not palinka. This is water from the Danube River that really connects Romania to Hungary and other parts of Europe. And this is just to really symbolize the great pilgrimage that 11 of our folks went to Romania and Hungary. And I'm not going to say I'll say some of us went to Poland as well, but you're going to hear a little bit about Poland later, so I don't want to share that thunder, steal that thunder. But water from the Danube River. Hey, awesome. 15 is the norm, though. Please come and share your water.
This water is from our new fish tank that has fish. We didn't have a fish tank before. And we have 2 snails, and we have 3 shrimp.
Well, one that we can see.
This is water from 2 rivers. One is the Lower Saluda River, which flows past our backyard in West Columbia. The other river is the American River that flows near our new house in Sacramento, California.
And we didn't go anywhere exciting this summer as we looked at the river and I went through sorting and packing, getting ready to leave.
A couple of years ago, my family discovered Isle of Palms in Charleston, and we love that beach. It's our happy place, so this water's from there.
We were going to bring some water from our home, but then we got here and realized we forgot it. We were going to celebrate the beginning of our next chapter together, but then we realized when I was getting water from here to pretend we brought it from home, I realized this is also our home. And spirituality is how we met. Spirituality is what brought us closer together. Spirituality is what has us here today. And I just want to thank you all for letting us share unconditional love with you all as well.
And this marks a year of me coming to the UU. Oh, yeah.
Mother and sister this year. You girls want to do yours?
She doesn't want to say it. This water represents a camp we went to where we rode horses and met a lot of horses. So yeah.
This water will represent the water from my studio, which I, of course, left in the car. It is a place of great solace to me, and the funniest thing about it is I got a studio just before my husband retired, and my therapist told me that was a very smart move.
This water is from the pool in our backyard.
This water is from a cross-country road trip that me and my sister went on this summer. I recently finished my college education, I got my master's, and my sister was just about to start her PA program. So this is from the cooler, which kept us alive.
I find that anytime I'm overwhelmed, I go and find water. If I collected all the water that I was at this year, I wouldn't be able to carry it. So this is just a reminder to myself, I guess, to give back what I've gained this year.
My husband and I got to take a lot of road trips over the summer, and this is Imagining Water from QT, where we stopped multiple times using this 2-year-old cup, because QT promotes reusing their cup rather than throwing it away. Take that, Bucky.
Bucky. This is water for me and my wife also enjoying Candy Lane water. Have you ever been out to Candy Lane? That's also where the peace pole's gonna be. Probably put up. Cheers.
I didn't really manage to get any water, but I went to Florida this year. Went to a lot of places that all had beautiful clear water. So this is representing that amazing trip with my family.
This water is from our pool, but it represents our trip to the Finger Lakes and the lake there where we kayaked, and then also the ocean here.
My water represents the cold, clear waters of Lake George in the Adirondacks of New York, where I spent many pleasant summers and visits with relatives, and where a group of way too many relatives has finally decided and succeeded in selling jointly owned land. If you're in that position, good luck.
Regina and I were part of the 11 that went on the pilgrimage trip. And this bottle of water was on my bedside stand, on our dresser. We were roommates in a beautiful little guest house in a darling village called Taraco. It's in Romania. And it was just a beautiful, beautiful little village surrounded by mountains.
Same water. This was not opened in, but we were there. Oh, I'm Regina. That was a great, great joy to cross the Atlantic Ocean with folks that I love and to spend that 2 weeks there and share water. And the other part of the story, which I didn't have any because it was really hard to get, is the Atlantic Ocean water. Flying over it, going by, liner, going back and forth over all of that water twice. Well, I mean, getting there and coming back, that's twice. And I'm staggered with the water that sustains the world.
This is symbolic water from a lot closer. Every year, my family, this is be our 17 years, that I take my family to the beach for a week. So this is from Topsail Island, which is off of North Carolina. And for the 17th year, nobody tried to kill each other.
This is combined memories of this past year and special moments playing in the ocean, at various swimming pools, and a day at the North Charleston Water Park, and at various times with my 3 kids, my 4 grandkids, and my new great-granddaughter. So family and water are connected. So.
This is from the pool and the new residence that I'm in with my partner. Not only a place of solace and comfort as a former competitive swimmer and diver once upon a time, but also a great source of cooling off for hot flashes.
This water is from Chicago, Illinois, where my job has so wonderfully sent me twice this year to get to go take some training for OSHA, and I really appreciate my job and everything they do for me. So, from Illinois.
Hi, I left my water at home, so I'm going to use the pitcher today, but I use water that I charge in the moon for rituals to help bring peace, calm, and tranquility whenever I'm working my magic. So, yes.
This water is from a lot closer, just here at the Saluda River. I have found that the river walk, especially in the very eventful summer that I've had, has been a consistent place of peace, calm, a great place to be fostering friendships and relationships of all different kinds. And it's just been a really good place to ground myself in in the 4 years I've lived here in Columbia.
Unfortunately, this water isn't from Fort Lauderdale, but that's where I went this summer for refereeing, and hopefully next year I get to go to Salt Lake City, so exciting times.
This water represents 2 years of travel. I set it aside last year to bring to the water communion and left it at home. So that's from Galapagos. And since it's been sitting there for a year, it's been purified with a little dollop of palinka from Romania. Another great trip.
This represents the last bottle of Aquafina that I'll ever drink. I am now totally recyclable with water, so this is the last.
This is that bottle. And the water that's in here is from our pool, and as everybody knows, it's been really hot this year, so we were very thankful for our pool, and this is Michelle's last water.
I'm Kevin. I could have brought water from Huntington Beach, where we celebrated Connie's birthday a couple weeks ago. Could have brought water from home on Lake Watery, because we have to celebrate that the water levels are back to normal after 2 years of work on the dam. Could have brought water from the Eclipse, it's southwestern Ontario, where I went to see my cousins last summer. But doggone it, last year, I brought water from Alaska only to discover that we got back the week after water communion.
Peck and I didn't get out of the state this year. In fact, we didn't get anywhere. I was thinking our greatest trip was to Publix each week.
I can't tell you how much I've looked forward to this. I've never taken part in the water communion before, but this year I've got the goods and I've got a good story. I'll make it as brief as I can, okay? It involves sacred memories. I took my daughters on a 2-week trip of Europe last fall, and we traveled by train. We saw wonderful places, had a great bonding experience, eating and drinking and laughing and traveling around. I think they're watching today, 2 in California and 1 here in Columbia. We crossed many great water courses, the Seine, the Main, the Rhine, the Moldau, or as the Czechs call it, the Vltava, the Elbe, and so on and so on. And we ended up in the east in Krakow, Poland. There's a great river that flows through there called the Vistula. It starts down in Slovakia and goes through Krakow and Warsaw and Bydgoszcz and flows into the Baltic at Gdańsk, formerly German Danzig. So we were getting potted in a bar in Krakow, and we saved one of the bottles and went down to the Vistula. And I had to have one of my daughters dip the water out because I can't scooch over very well anymore. So here it is, from the mighty Vistula, or as the Poles call it, the Wisła River in Poland. And I now decant it into the aqueous receptacle of the Unitarian Universalist congregation. That isn't all I've got to say, but it's all I'll take time for. See you next week, see you next year.
This water came from an aquifer about 270 feet below the surface in Hopkins, South Carolina. And if these little molecules could talk, they'd probably say they came down from the Blue Ridge Mountains of North Carolina. But this is local water.
And I'll put in a little splash representing my beloved Lake Michigan. And one special memory from being there this summer, attending a music festival called Bliss Fest with my baby and with my father. We arrived so late, we ended up having to pitch our tent on a hill. And if ever life seems hard, I just remember what it feels like to stand on flat ground.
My name is Tom. I'm just going to have to use virtual water. Back in June and July, I was lucky enough to go to Europe, spoke at a conference in Prague, then went and visited friends in Germany. My water is somewhat troubled. I was really struck by, in Nuremberg, which was carpet bombed on January 2nd, 1945. A near perfect example of saturation bombing in the old part of the city was destroyed in an attempt to break the Nazis' will. And we went out of the city biking in the big forest right up against the city. And there are bomb craters all over the place filled with water. And they become natural areas. So in a way, the death and destruction of the war has created environmental habitat in those forests. And I should have grabbed some then because it struck me so much, but I'll just pour a little in now. Thank you.
Thank you all for sharing. And I now pour pretty murky water we have here. So some of you are actually getting this from those places you said. This water symbolizes that we are connected as a community. We are a beloved community. We are tasked with a lot of work that is ahead of us. And we hope always this is the place that you come to get renewed, to get refueled, and to get inspired to do our good work.
Our closing hymn is There's a River Flowing in My Soul. It's in your teal hymnal, number 1007. I invite you to stand in body or spirit to join in singing. 1, 2. There's a river flowing in my soul.
water that we have here represents joy, experience, and meaning that's poured into this bowl. There's also water of tears here that are poured out to shed sorrow, water of cleansing and renewal that's poured out for new starts, new beginnings. This is the water of nourishment that's poured out to sustain. And here at the UUCC, as we extinguish our flame, this is the water of change poured out to shape the world into a beloved community.
Please join in singing our congregational benediction.
I'd like to thank everyone for being here for our special service today for our water communion. I want to give a special thanks to all the children and youth that started off our service with such great music, and for Anna leading them with that. And that was a good note there, Andy. I was about to thank you. Andy's like, don't forget me. Ever since we had Dee McFarland's memorial service, and thought about those drums of Dee's that are up there on that stage, I've thought, man, it would be great to have someone up there playing those drums of Dee. So thank you, Andy, for providing that this morning. This is going to be great. And of course, Kevin, always a pleasure to have you. We have a special gathering afterwards. If you want to learn about some of our committees, every committee in our church has a table back there, and so you have a chance to walk around and learn, and if you stay more than 5 seconds, then you automatically become a committee member, so be careful. But there are some also great snacks back there, and we just invite you to learn more about what work goes on here to do the work of the UUCC. Thank you all for being here.
A 1, 2. Oops, sorry. A 1, 2.